Are you new to crochet? Are you thinking, wow, there's a lot to buy? Yarn, hooks, needles, tapestry needles, stitch markers. Well, you don't have to buy it all at once. And there's some tips and tricks to keep your budget tight when you're a new crocheter. So what I learned to do was I found out that there was yarn at my thrift store. So this morning is Saturday. It is thrift store Saturday here in my household. And we're gonna go and see if anything magical has arrived through the donation bins. And I've got some other tips and tricks for how to keep your budget low when you're learning to crochet. So go ahead and stay tuned for some of those at the end of the video. Y'all, I normally show up a few minutes till 8, and we've been doing this for almost a year, like off and on every other week. And yeah, sometimes there's a few people hanging outside. There were at least 15 people. I think it might have to do with Halloween, but it's gonna be kind of busy today. All right. That's a lot of yarn.
What's that? I like it.
Look at all that yarn. Holy moly.
What is that?
Or the dollar store. Okay, what color is not on sale?
No. Let's go see a tie.
Orange is not on sale, of course.
Let's go see a tie.
If you're brand new to crochet, do not get these. The Halloween is gonna drive you nuts. But they are big and bulky, which I kind of like. It's a number 5. Not since like my first adventure into thrifting craft stuff, like almost a year ago, I haven't found any more crochet needles. Just knitting. Here's a project bag. Ooh, that is kind of cool. So a couple tips. Look for project bags, either zipper pouches for traveling. Look for needles, hooks. Look for crafting scissors. I found some kids scissors that were like, you know, under 4 inches, so they're perfect for TSA. And obviously yarn. So yay. All right, let's see what we got. These are the bags that I got from my thrift store. And something that I have learned is I'm not going to like everything in the bag, but it's such a good deal that I go with it anyway. So one of the reasons I bought this bag is I actually have some yarn already like this that I've thrifted, and I'll show you that in a minute. And that's the same with this one. So, whoopsie. This is something that I already have, or at least looks very familiar. It may actually not be the same now that I look at it, but we'll check that out in a second. The other awesome thing is I mean, come on, extra fine merino wool. What? I mean, this is wild because it's like bulky. Is this a 5? Does it even say? Made in Peru. It feels soft. Okay, this could be a really fun little scarf. Cotton yarn because, you know, this is like, it's not my favorite. Lily Sugar and Cream. Kind of got to figure out which hook really works for you. So I've thrifted a lot of this, and I have used the Clover Amour, I believe is what it is. It can be a little bit tricky if you're new to crochet. Kind of gotta, when I make my stuff, I kind of gotta yank the thread through sometimes, depending on how tight I'm making a weave or dishcloth. This is this is something I'll probably donate to my niece. So when I see her next, I'll probably give her this and this. Oh, this is actually soft. She might like this gray soft. This is definitely not something I would use, but this is what caught my eye. Again, 100% wool. If you go to a yarn store and try and buy this, maybe $20 a hank. If you're new to crochet, this is called a hank. I mean, you just don't get this quality of yarn for $3. How much did I pay for the whole bag? Yeah, $2 to $3. Kind of ridiculous, but I mean, I can do something with this. It's gorgeous. What a fun like scarf. Ooh, I love this cotton. This is actually quite nice. I'll add this to my little cotton stash. It's much softer than the Sugar and Cream, and it is super soft. Okay, so I'll show you on this wall. I got this shoe. This is a shoe hanger for the back of your door. I got it at the thrift store, and I have put my bulky yarns that I have stashed from the thrift store mostly. You can see if they don't have label on them, they were probably thrifted. So most of these were thrifted. There's a few I didn't. This is super. I'm excited for these two skeins, but I don't know what to do with them yet. The yarn that I thrifted today, and it looks very similar to this right here. All right, so we're back from the thrift store, and I've shown you some of the yarn. What I wanted to go over was the tips and tricks that I have used from thrifting some certain items to help me take my crochet on the go. Because remember, this channel is not just about budget, but also about how do you take things on the go and make the most of your waiting time. One of the things that I thrifted a while back was awesome was these little packing cubes. They're great. My favorite thing about this is that they're mesh, and so I can check really quickly, oh, what project is in here, grab it, stuff it in my tote, and go. So that's one of my favorite things about these little packing cubes. I also thrifted, you know, you saw in the video there were tons of little plastic bins. Some people like to put their yarn through the hole to help kind of keep the yarn together. I haven't quite figured that out. Comment below if you have. Also next to me, I've thrifted this cool little wine rack thing, and obviously put yarn in it. This is also really cool for me because I can kind of see what is forming as a color theme. So this is going to be kind of a funky project. I want to make a block color duster. So thrift store, packing cubes, plastic bins. This was one of my favorites, and I didn't go to the corner with the purses. You did see some pencil cases in the earlier clips. You can always use pencil cases, but I love the mesh. I love being able to see it right away. I did spend money on stitch markers. I have a 2-year-old. They kind of go everywhere. I wanted the plastic. You can always use safety pins for stitch markers if you're truly being budget. You can also use bobby pins. Oh, I didn't pull that one out. I want to be cool. You can also use bobby pins. We can try that again. You can also use bobby pins. Okay. Now this is something I did show you. It's these little kid scissors, and I know a lot of crocheters have like the little snips, the fancy sewing snips. Budget, portable, crochet on the go, little small scissors. And then the other item that I got when I was mentioning to you, the only time that I have gotten crochet hooks from the thrift store, that specific one that I went to, only time I got crochet hooks was one time. I got a big 15mm and two 9mm. That was it. I have not found crochet hooks again. Knitting needles all the time. Crochet hooks, not so much. So those are my biggest thrift store hacks for organizing your crochet and taking it on the go. Packing cubes, plastic bins, scissors, hooks, bobby pin stitch markers. I hope you like this video. If you want to hear more about tips and tricks for crochet on the go or inspiration on different destinations, we've got a video here that's a travel vlog, and we've got a video over here with more tips and tricks. And remember, crochet is not just a hobby, it's an adventure too.